Hello everybody, this is AK. I'm back. So in the last video I said maybe I'll talk about interest rates in the next video, and so here I am talking about interest rates in this video. In a recent video I did say that some people are worried about interest rates peaking and how they might impact the performance of DBS, OCBC and UOB, and I used the example of UOB in a video, I think it was 2 videos ago, that interest income isn't our bank's only engine of growth. There are other ways that they can grow their income and grow their earnings, right? And as for interest rates coming down this year, I mean, there are many gurus out there who say, oh, it's going to come down 4 times this year, 3 times this year, it's going to come down by 2%. And some gurus say it must at least come down by 3% in order to avoid a recession, all that kind of thing. So there are so many gurus and investment houses, research houses sharing their opinions. I have already given up reading all this analysis in inverted commas, because I don't think they are analysis. They are more like fortune tellers or gazing into crystal balls and trying to see what's going to happen in the future, right? It's a lot of guesswork, right? And of course, if you have been following my blog for a long time, I'll tell you I don't have a working crystal ball. I have a bowling ball that thinks it's a crystal ball. So please don't trust my fortune telling, because it's probably going to be wrong, right? So anyway, in the news recently, it was said that the US Federal Reserve is expected to keep its key lending rate unchanged during their March 20th meeting, right? So when it's closer, when the future is nearer, right? It's not far in looking to far distant future. It's easier to guess what's going to happen, right? But apparently interest rates are going to stay higher for now, right? I mean, they've stopped increasing interest rates, but still the highest it has been in 23 years, and it's going to stay at this level for some time to come, right? So it's like 5.25% to 5.5%. That's the Fed rate, and the Fed wants to see that inflation stays firmly at 2% before they think about cutting interest rates, right? And although inflation has come down, recently inflation in the US has gone up. So stock market didn't like that, but that's good news for the banks. Ironically, because that means that their net interest margins can stay higher for longer. But of course, then some people will tell you, but that's bad for businesses, which will later on be bad for the banks. Yeah, we know that, right? Because everything is cyclical. The banking business is also cyclical. It follows the business cycle. But like I said, interest income isn't the bank's only growth engine, right? And they talk about unemployment rate has been low, wage growth has eased, but wage is still growing, and economic growth is still strong in the US. So all these are reasons for the Fed not to cut interest rates. What to do? So now there are some pundits, some gurus who say, oh, then maybe we won't have 3 interest rate cuts this year. Maybe we have only 2. I think anyone with half a brain or anyone who has an amateur gambler can make statements like this, right? So now they say they are more likely to lower expectations for rate cuts, and perhaps there's going to be only 2 rate cuts. And the news report also say future traders assign a probability of around 55% that the Fed will start cutting interest rates by June. So previously they said May. So now it's being pushed out to June. So I think let's not overthink it. Let's not overthink it. Basically, interest rates are now the highest at the highest level in 23 years. And the Fed, they are in no hurry to reduce interest rates. They want to see inflation come down, stay at 2%. We're not there yet. And when are we going to be there? Don't know. Seriously, don't know. Right? So many things could go wrong. Right? And so if the new prediction is correct, we're going to see interest rates start cutting in June. Maybe we won't have 2 cuts instead of 3 cuts. Right? So by now, if you are very confused, don't worry. Most of us are. Right? Those who are not very confused or don't feel they're confused, they are probably confused, but they don't know they're confused. It's like crazy people don't know they're crazy. Right? So what we do as investors, very simple. We look at the business, the fundamentals. We look at the valuations. We look at how these businesses are generating income and how they are rewarding us. Whether they pay us, whether they share the fruits of their labor with us as investors. That's all we have to care, right? And if everything looks good to us, invest with confidence. Don't keep jumping in and out, right? This is not going to make us healthier. It's not physical exercise, right? Just stay invested. Whenever price comes down, Mr. Market goes into depression, the prices come down to a more attractive level, we could consider adding. That's all. That's all. It's keep it simple. Okay. So if AK can talk to himself, so can you. Bye bye.